Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our grand final between Kelvin Grove and Calamvale. That first game saw a dominating performance from the Kelvin Grove side, and the question now is, can Calamvale react, or is this tournament going to the blue side?
Yeah, Kelvin Grove absolutely dominated in that first game, especially AS7 and NUBBYBUB on the Kai'Sa and Aurelia respectively. They played so well on those two champions and absolutely decimated Visual's raDiEnt on the Kennen in the mid lane. Calamvale have a lot to do in the giraffe phase to make up for, and I think there are a lot of ways that they can come back into this tournament. They just have to play properly.
Yeah, it's definitely not a case of it being one and done in a best of three. It could be two and done, or we could be seeing us go to that third game. And right off the bat, I want to see Calamvale pick more around what worked for them in this semifinal. Yeah. I feel as if that last team competition was very much not who they identified themselves as in the past.
Yeah.
Specifically when I'm looking at Soolgi taking that Malzahar, upon reflection, I would like to see him take something more aggressive, take advantage of his innate playmaking abilities. Same thing around that bot side. Yoxiourn. Lulu isn't the champion for him. Give him his playmakers. Give him his Alistar. Give him his Thresh. Give him, the Braum. Things like that. Let him make the plays. The Nautilus.
Exactly. Another thing we should mention, though, is KG4 also making a sub. So AS7 is being subbed out for sharkee in the top side for them. sharkee as well, very good player, has been playing for them in the past, and they are still undefeated. So, I mean, could go either way, right? Bringing in a sub, in this middle game is, something to change it up means they can't instantly adapt their strategy. It means those drafts that they might have gone, hey, this is our emergency draft. If everything fails in the first game, may not apply anymore.
Yeah, and the thing about sharkee as well, it's not as if he's not a playmaker either. In fact, my favorite highlight throughout the entirety of the tournament, which was sent to us, so not one that we cast, does come from sharkee. You know that Baron play where you see Zach wind up and try to get that steal and just it's like T-ball almost, just smack him right back out of the pit? That was all sharkee, who I know is very proud of that play. And I'm curious if he can pull something like this again in this final match.
Yeah, I mean, I think for Calamvale, though, obviously they are 1-0 down. This is their do-or-die game. If they lose this, that's it. It's over. It's finished. Kelvin IV, your champions. But if Kelvin Grove, don't win this and Calamvale can come back, I think there's definitely a chance. And you kind of spoke about it earlier, right? Calamvale aren't playing to their identity. They've identified that as a team that can play. They play with an early jungle tempo. They play with an aggressive mid laner. And in the bot lane, they play with an aggressive bot. They don't play to scale. They don't play, safe. They don't play for late. You've seen this Rek'Sai pick that which one was so prominent on that first game. You see the Xayah, one of those mid-game spiking AD carries. Get your players on what they've been playing really well. Draft yourself that Xayah. Maybe even get NUBBYBUB off that Kai'Sa because he's had that pretty much every single game, right? Get yourself a winning topside matchup. Get that Kennen, right? FeifeiFAN looks real confident on that Kennen, one of those champions you can take into a lot of matchups with that extra range he's got. Can get the stuns down as well, and it offers a lot of CC, a lot of different win conditions. And I think, if you can adapt that way, there's definitely still opportunities for him to come back into this game.
Definitely. And I also want to see smarter bans coming out of Calamvale as well. Target those one tricks. Yes, you don't have to worry about the Relia perhaps as much this time around following, this sub that's coming through. But Olaf should not be enabled for boosted garbage.
No, I don't think so. I think Olaf needs to be taken off the table, and even with AS7 in, you still need to get rid of that Olaf because that's his second most played, right? Aurelia and Olaf are his two most played champions. But yeah, get that Olaf off the board. Boosted garbage looks so good on that champion. Get him on, that Mumu. Get him on that Sejuani. Get yourself the Rek'Sai. Get yourself an aggressive jungler, and go. Yeah, sure. Look. He really got on that champion. I think that's what they're like, okay, we'll pick the Sejuani away. We won't let him have the Sejuani. But, they left up his Olaf, which is, obviously a counter. But, do what you do. Don't play to beat them. Play what you want to do. Play your style. Play your way, and that's how you win these games.
And if you are Kelvin Grove, keep on keeping on would be the advice I would be giving to them. Obviously, they are doing their sub, giving sharkee a bit of playtime on this big stage. But when you look at those other lanes, let's keep running these hard win lane, win game type characters. Let's continue to work on our, lane phase. Let's just take it. Let's just end this. Let's just become champions.
Yeah, I want to see raDiEnt on another one of those assassins. Right? He's looked really good on the Katarina. Looked really good on the what do you say? Play last game. In game 2 of last series, not last series, the last game, he played another assassin.
What? raDiEnt on the Katarina?
Oh, Ekko, that's right.
Oh, Ekko, yes.
Play these early game assassins. Don't play those Xerath, don't play these defensive styles. Play something that's going to take it to them early and try to dominate the game as soon as possible.
It's a final matchup. Let's see something crazy. Let's see like a Zed. Let's see a Talon. Let's see something fun. We are in our picks and bans. I'll tell you what we won't be seeing. Xerath, since that has been banned away. So, you know, we definitely won't be seeing raDiEnt on that. Darius as well taken away. That is not AS7 in the top lane, by the way.
It is sharkee. I mean, Sharky's most played, he's 3 most played top laners like Garen, Yasuo, and Aurelia. Garen, Yasuo, and Darius, sorry. He's played a little bit of Aurelia, but it's not as good as AS7's. I mean, and the Yasuo as well isn't really a great top laner, but you see the Katarina is also taken away from raDiEnt. We'll pick up that Ekko.
Yeah, so the Ekko will be locked in. We've seen raDiEnt pop off once on this champion. Will he be able to do it again? Calamvale, they did opt for the red side, so they do want those last counter picks. I'm curious where they're going to be putting their focus. Mordekaiser has hovered. I actually won't be surprised to see them lock this in for FeifeiFAN.
I mean, I don't think the Mordekaiser is something you want to see. I think that Kennen is a much safer pick, given that more stable team fight. Just play what you've played before. Show what you could show and how you got to this final. Play that way, and the Jarvan as well. See, early game, I like this much better from Calamvale.
Yeah, I like this Jarvan pickup as well. Definitely, it's a bit of that flexibility. They still can choose which way they want to go as the team comp gets locked in. I would prefer to see the tanky engage Jarvan, to be quite honest, although he still does so much damage early game. That's one of the great things about Jarvan.
You can still take Electrocute and go that way, but Olaf also made its way through the game page, and Kai'Sa as well will be for NUBBYBUB and for boosted garbage. So, you know, 2 of those things we highlighted they need to get rid of are still coming through. I think that Xerath was still fine to leave up. I think Soolgi's a player who's, you know, competent enough to not let raDiEnt get far enough ahead and scale on the Xerath, and I think putting him something more defensive versus getting certain picks away from other people is more important, and I really hope they don't opt into this matchup again.
Yeah, that said, I don't actually mind Jarvan into Olaf just because Cataclysm is one of those few abilities that are able to sort of stop Ragnarok. He can't run through the Cataclysm crowd control because those giant walls. That said, Syndra has been locked in. I'm a little bit surprised by this one because, again, we have that Olaf, we have that Ragnarok. He does not care about Scatter of the Weak. He will run right through those balls.
I mean, and you're playing Syndra into Ekko. Like, it's just not a good matchup. Ekko absolutely hard stomps on the Syndra. There's nothing you can do really in that matchup, and I think raDiEnt's going to rain down terror on Soolgi in that mid lane.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. I feel a lot of that has to do with the parallel convergence and how effective raDiEnt will be in sort of forcing Soolgi into those situations. But as we're seeing our next bans come through, Braum taken away as well as the Karma, nothing too surprising. Xayah taken away from woobi, so that's a bit of a blow for Calamvale.
Yeah, I mean, the Xayah as well is, you know, one of woobi's strongest champions. I think locking that in instead of the Syndra would have been, you know, much better, securing yourself that good bot lane, and Vayne's banned away as well. So now woobi's, you know, I mean, he has a very deep champion. He can play pretty much any AD carry, but, I mean, not being able to play what he's really comfortable and is, you know, what he's shown to absolutely 1v9 on is, you know, a little bit of a disadvantage for him. He's going to have to pick something else new up here.
I love seeing the look of pure concentration coming out of the Calamvale team right there. Like, they are definitely feeling the pressure, as you can visibly see on their face, because they know every decision here could affect this final outcome, and I am loving this Ezreal pick.
I mean, I think the Ezreals are definitely more of a safer pick, but I still think, again, they've failed to really play around their early game. Right? They've got the early game jungler in J4, but they haven't got any lanes they can really play around. Garen locked in there for Sharkee on the top side means they're not going to be as aggressive up there. Right? Garen is, you know, very defensive, has his Q to run away from any ganks. I think giving over this Kai'Sa Alistar lane is a gain if you just like bending the Braum and the Karma. Like, give him the Karma, just get him off these engaged things. That's what Sponkle's really, really good at and what he's threatening. Yuumi Ezreal as well as a lane that's not really that great. Yuumi, although Yoxiourn is, you know, a Yuumi main, he's played a lot of Yuumi. I think with Ezreal, it's just way too much of a passive lane. You just sit back way too much, and it's not this aggression that Calamvale need to show. They can't play safe, they can't play defensive. They've proven that it doesn't work against KG4. Since KG4 like playing a slow early game and they start scaling into their mid game, you can't let them get it, you got to take it to it early. So woobi on this Ezreal is going to be playing a lot of lane pressure. Soolgi's going to make sure he's winning this matchup against the Ekko, which is, you know, a big task for him, and which one's going to be in these lanes, getting theirs ahead as soon as possible.
See, I'm not as harsh on the Calamvale team comp as I believe you are, because I do still see a lot of shutdown capability coming from this team. Like Yuumi's Lost Chapter, Syndra's Scatter the Weak, the Cataclysm from Jarvan, the Slicing Maelstrom from FeifeiFAN. All of this is a lot of wombo crowd control, and I do feel in that right team fight, they actually may be able to shut down NUBBYBUB and sort of hold him in place as the smoke has just been fired off, because that means we are loading onto the Rift in our grand final. Prepare for battle, the screen says, because that is what is about to go down.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a battle for the ages. Calamvale, of course, fighting for their lives, fighting for survival in this grand final, and KG4 playing for that final game, playing for that win, and we'll see which of these two teams will come on top in this final game.
And there is a fair bit on the line 13,500 RP for the winning team. Championship Ride skin to boot. So that skin that you can only get by winning big tournaments, that is what is on the line here. And what I think the greatest prize of them all, your name engraved onto that big old trophy right there in the middle of the stage. You will go down in history if you win this series. And Kelvin Grove, they are on the precipice of it. Can they bring it home?
Yes, Kelvin Grove, this is their big opportunity to finally win, get their first name etched into that Queensland High School Championship trophy, get that big piece of silverware all to themselves. And we see out on the road, a very safe start from both sides, not wanting to do anything in this do-or-die game. Calamvale very much on the cusp of this is our do-or-die game. We need to survive. Kelvin Grove wanting to take the kill here, win it all, and we'll see which team will come on top.
We will see who will do it. And what is more fitting for a match of this caliber than to be starting off with an Infernal Drake within 5 minutes? There's a large part of me that is relieved we are not seeing a Cloud Drake. In fact, we haven't seen many Cloud Drakes all day.
No Cloud Drakes.
And it's been fantastic. That's just, for those of you who may not know, I'd say I've done the math, actually. 50% of the dragons I have cast in my games have been Cloud Drake. I think today has finally fixed that ratio, and maybe I'm a bit more normal because we haven't seen them at all today. Thank you to all of the high schools and your RNG in saving me from the Cloud Drake Fiesta.
And we've had so many Infernal Dragons today, actually. I think we've had first Drake Infernal Dragon like 4 of the 5 games.
It's been all Infernal and all Mountain Drakes.
Yeah, which is, actually we had 3 Oceans last game, we had Triple Ocean last game, which is
we did.
And a Cloud.
Look, not every game can be perfect.
Not every game can be ideal, but you can see this early pushing from Eddie. What this Ekko is going to do in this matchup is going to hard drive in the Syndra. Syndra can potentially damage him back in the first 2 or 3 levels. She positions correctly, getting caught out a little bit here. Yeah. But, additionally, Ekko's not going to do anything until he gets that parallel convergence and that the dive as well. So once he gets those up, he's going to be much more difficult to stop. But until then, the Ekko just needs to play safe and play, out of the Syndra's ball range. And then once he gets those level 3, level 4 damage spikes, he can start going through these balling trades and the Syndra proccing his passive and getting out.
Also, something that I want to bring out is when looking at the runes, which one has opted for the electrocute. So we are going to be seeing that early aggressive jungler Jarvan this time around. Expect Warrior Enchant, not Cinder Hulk. Expect early playmaking, hopefully to synergize with a lot of the crowd control that Calamvale offer. I think when you're looking at pre-level 6, though, a lot of that is going to be focused on the mid lane. Soolgi has to connect with that Scatter of the Week, follow that up with the Flag and Drag. That will be a kill secured, even on an Ekko.
Yeah, I mean, this is, the Ekko does actually have the Ignite as well. This is one of those matchups. Soolgi as well, taking the Ignite in this matchup for the Syndra. I still think Barrier is probably what you want to take on the Syndra. Teleport was taken in the last game by the mid laner from Merrimack and, Merrimack from SPS. Sorry, that'll be J26. But raDiEnt here, obviously opting for the Ignite means he wants to get a kill early on in this lane, or else that summoner spell is not as optimal as the teleport, but we discussed that last time, so we won't go into that again. Yeah,
we will not be going that into again, but something that I think is worth going into is FeifeiFAN already looking much more comfortable in this matchup on the top side.
Yeah.
Kennen into Jarvan generally is pretty good for him, as already a gank is happening in the mid lane. Flag and Drag does not connect with a knockup, so raDiEnt will be able to walk away. First gank attempt, though, already coming out of Calamvale.
Nice little Hextech Jarvan skin as well. I mean, obviously being on the tournament round means these players finally have access to every skin in the game, means Pax TF, Pax Jax on the table, and Black Alistar. Unfortunately, Sponkle hasn't treated us to that skin, but Hextech Jarvan, one of those more exclusive skin lines in the game, is on display here for all you at home.
I'm trying to figure out what that Kennen skin is.
That's Super Kennen, isn't it?
Must be.
He's playing with it again. He played it.
Yeah, he played it before, so it is Super Kennen.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever actually seen that skin in game until today.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, let's be real. Swamp Master Kennen is the best skin in the game.
Oh, fantastic. I have old school Lollipoppy in my pocket to counter that one. For those of you who might not know and you are curious, if you want to see old art, look up the old Lollipoppy art and then have nightmares for the rest of your days. Good sidestep by raDiEnt, able to avoid the Scatter of the Week.
I mean, this Ekko's out of mana again early in this matchup. We see it happen quite a bit, and he also had to burn his flash. Both mid laners flash us actually, so yeah. That's big early on, and that mana management from Ekko is one of the things he really struggles with, and TP helps you with that. Of course, not fortunate enough to have that summoner spell when everyone uses it, but I mean, down in the bot side, there's a nice little CS lead happening here for woobi and Yoxiourn here. 33 CS to 24 on the side of NUBBYBUB.
Yeah, it's definitely looking much better for Calamvale this time around, at least in regards to the first 5 minutes of the game. CS leads in two of their lanes, specifically mid and bot side. Top side, however, sharkee has actually begun to turn things around. Everything was looking all FeifeiFAN at the start of this, but sharkee, good wave management, good understanding of limits, and he's starting to bring things back for him in what should be a losing matchup.
I mean, that is one of the disadvantages of being an auto-fill player. If you don't know, FeifeiFAN is actually a jungle main, and not being able to play in his main role means he's not as comfortable and maybe not as familiar with the mechanics. I mean, he's still proven himself a very good top laner, and he won toe-to-toe with AS7 last game in the Euro matchup, not dying until much later in the game, and obviously playing against a couple of other top laners in the previous matchups and still doing very, very well. Means he's obviously still qualified to play this role, but you see, again, more and more, he is getting found out a little bit more in this final, which is something we didn't really expect to see.
raDiEnt trying to find that damage down there. Is not going to connect with Soolgi this time around, so more even trades. I want to go back in time a bit. Do you remember our very first high school broadcast?
Yes.
Do you remember talking about champs that we are hoping to see in this?
No.
Well, I remember there was one champ that I said, and you laughed at me and said, no chance, never going to happen. And he is currently playing top lane right now. I am looking at that Garen top, and I am finally, yes, he is here. And in the final of all places, I told you he'd make it.
I mean, yeah, it has taken all of 14 weeks, roughly 23 games, I think we've casted, and we've finally got our first Garen in our final game.
In what could be our final game,
Calamvale. What could be our final game.
Yeah, I mean, if week 1 replays has anything to say, FeifeiFAN should be able to take this Garen down just on the principle that it's a Garen and no other reason alone.
I don't know. Okay, Garen in lane is fine. It's just when he gets out of lane, he becomes a little bit useless. Okay, he's still a fine champion, and he's good for solo queue. Just incompetitive. He's easy to play and easy to carry. But I still think, this Alistar, this Ekko, and this Olaf with NUBBYBUB behind the team is going to be the main carry this game for Kelvin Grove for. And I think even without the Garen, or even with the Garen, I think Calamvale is still going to struggle a little bit with what the comp is from.
They definitely well might. FeifeiFAN as well needs to be a little bit careful because Boosted Garbage does have his eye set on the top lane. Will commit to the recall, however. Didn't see that opportunity just yet, so a little bit of a crisis averted. I feel this is beneficial for Calamvale, just in the sense that it does enable which one to continue to farm, continue to try to get ahead. I think once Jarvan hits level 6, hits this Cataclysm, we're going to be seeing more action out of both junglers.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely do. Once Jarvan gets his 6, he's going to be more likely to go for these aggressive plays, and more likely to go for them dunks. He does do a ridiculous amount of damage as well once he gets that Warriors completed, and I think, doing that extra little bit of damage with maybe an Ezreal 80 carry, he's not going to put out as much, and doing a little bit more AP damage, right? That 80 threat that he can come from the jungle is going to be, almost true damage, right? Even without lethality. I mean, which one is, proven to be very good on these aggressive early style junglers, and let's see what he can get done in these first few games.
The other thing that I think is very interesting to point out for the start of this game, Calamvale actually has a nice gold advantage considering there's been no towers and no first blood. All of that is coming through woobi in this bot lane. That Kleptomancy Ezreal is doing a very good job in just getting small incremental gold leads more and more over NUBBYBUB, which is what you expect in this matchup. And as we get closer and closer to the mid game, soon we're going to see him take advantage of that, especially when those first items come through. This Infernal Drake further adding to it. I'm curious if Calamvale can find time to reset their bot lane, get some items, and really pressure this Infernal Drake before Kelvin Grove make a play on it.
Interesting also that generally with the Yuumi, you want to take TP on your 80 carry, and you want the Yuumi to take the heal instead of his flash, just because it means the Yuumi can actually jump onto you and hatch onto that TP. So it's a 2-for-1 TP, which means, especially with other global abilities, right, you can kind of expect no one to pop up, and then all of a sudden a Yuumi comes there and it's a 1v1 turns into a 1v3 with a couple of teleports in there. So interesting choice in the heal to have on the 80 carry, but maybe Yoxiourn wanted to flash on the Yuumi to some kind of escape, but I feel like it's kind of fun.
Yeah, typically Yuumis, they actually offer the Exhaust Ignite or Exhaust Teleport, some variant of non-flash non-flash abilities, just because her ability to jump from champion to champion kind of makes flash irrelevant in team fights. You're always going to be relatively safe, unless everyone else is dead, and then you're kind of useless anyway. So you might as well go down with the ship and be put down with the team. raDiEnt in this mid lane, though, doing a fairly decent job, getting a lot of harass down on Soolgi. who's looking to turn it back. Not going to connect with the Scatter of the Week this time around. I feel like every time we are cutting to this mid lane right now, raDiEnt is just playing so aggressive.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what you do in this Ekko matchup. You can play so aggressively because whenever you jump on the Syndra, if she uses their Scatter of the Week inefficiently, you're always able to proc your passive, which means you have the speed to get out before she can really return any real damage back, right? She does her damage over time with constant balls stacking up, where the Ekko damage is simply get in, one, two abilities, auto once, get your passive, run away. That's very simple trade patterns from both sides, but the Syndra's more harder to effectively land if you're not a great player.
As we have passed the 10-minute mark of this game, no first blood yet, but that can be changing. Which one? Trying to make the save on the Soolgi. You slow low. The Ignite trying to burn each of them down. First blood goes in favor of Calamvale, but each mid laner goes down.
Yeah, unfortunately, raDiEnt did not have enough mana there to cast his ultimate, and if he did, he would have definitely been able to jump back and survive and get that kill onto the other opposing mid laner. Flashes up for raDiEnt, though, so an advantage in summoner spells there for both sides going down to the Ignite burn, and Soolgi using the splash there as well as big for him.
Yeah, that was a very interesting situation in the mid lane. Both mid laners do go down, but Soolgi was able to get first blood, but Wolji is now in trouble. Lost chapter, going to be rooting Sponkle in place, but the damage isn't really there to turn around. Yet woobi is still getting aggressive. NUBBYBUB, very low health, looking to walk away. Sponkle in a bit of trouble as well. Ultimate has been used, so he should be safe for now.
I think woobi accidentally flashed there. He kind of threw his Q and then flashed to try to cancel it, and then flashed on the other side of NUBBYBUB, so completely missed his his Q there, which would have secured the kill. Bit of an unfortunate there, given he's amassed such a gold lead down with that Klepto, plus a CSE, because there's so much poke that Ezreal and Yuumi can throw down.
But because they've been able to force NUBBYBUB out of lane, it does appear as if Calamvale is looking to start this Infernal Drake, but it's still kind of a 50-50 situation because of Smite and boosted garbage in the area. They need to be careful. raDiEnt stepping forward, looking for that engage. The Scatter of the Week does not connect, but raDiEnt is able to get a bit of damage on the Soolgi. Woogie is the one who's in trouble, and Yoxiourn can't make the save. raDiEnt gets one kill, and he's going deep, looking for more. Yes, Yuumi is there to help out, and as a result, raDiEnt is going to back away as Which One kind of caught in a bad situation. raDiEnt going back in. It should be getting that kill on the Soolgi. It gets secured as a teleport. It's going to be arriving a bit too late. It actually got interrupted by sharkee. Good play by that Garen with the silence as boosted garbage picks up yet another kill. 3 kills in favor of Kelvin Grove, but FeifeiFAN is looking to return it back onto this Garen. The passive healing, though, from sharkee doing so much work, and the Garen stays alive.
And that's huge there for for Kelvin Grove. Calamvale, huge mistake there, not playing around that dragon effectively, not worrying about the Ekko cooldown, and unfortunately will fall down 3 members there, and flashes burn across the board. Yuumi barely surviving, and that's a huge deficit to Calamvale, who drafted this comp, and now, they don't really late game scale either, so it's, they need to get back into this game as soon as possible, and that's a huge win for KT4, and a huge step towards winning this championship.
It is, and it's 3 more kills on raDiEnt, who has been so strong today in every single matchup. This is his 2nd time on the Ekko, and it looks as if he's picking it right back up where we left off after that first semi-final matchup. Game number 2, the Ekko popped off. He's popping off once again, already has that Hextech item finished, and he's looking to keep growing with his lead.
Yeah, I mean, that Ekko there is very strong. 3-1 now, 102 CS to 94 in that mid lane. The Ezreal is up in CS, but NUBBYBUB, once he gets this Storm Razors completed, is going to be doing a lot of damage as well. I mean, Kelvin Grove are looking so strong already in this game, and Calamvale really got to step up and win a big team fight to kind of get back into this game.
Yeah, they definitely need to find that team fight, and the tools are there. The amount of shutdown and crowd control on Calamvale means any sort of 5v5, they have an opportunity to win it while this game is still within relative control. Obviously, 13 minutes, 21 seconds, yeah, it can still go either way. So it's not as if they are terribly behind, but the fact that Kelvin Grove has not been behind yet once this series tells me they want to keep pushing. Soolgi in a lot of trouble, another solo kill for raDiEnt.
And that's an Ekko into Syndra matchup. It's just so strong. You just go for these all-ins, and Syndra can literally do nothing. And the worst case is whenever she pops that ultimate, you got a free reset with your own Ekko ulti, and you can just negate all the damage and heal the health back. It's ridiculous how strong this matchup is, and I don't know why. Calamvale saw this matchup on stage earlier and how devastating it was for SPS, and knocked them out versus Kelvin Grove. They opted into the exact same one.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough situation right now for Calamvale. All hope is not yet lost, but if you are on Kelvin Grove, you're starting to get excited. You're starting to shake because you're realizing, oh my goodness, we might be able to win this thing. We have this lead. We have all the advantages kind of once again going our way. CS lead in top, kill lead in mid. Bot lane though, Not quite there yet, but it's still time to turn that flat matchup around.
I mean, they also have the scaling advantage, right? Like, late game, Kai'Sa is going to dominate with that percent HP damage. Even though they've got these big team fight ultis, the Kai'Sa has so much mobility, and they still have so much engage with the Ekko and with the Alistar as well, right? And this Ekko is so slippery, you can dodge most of these abilities. They also have a side lane threat, a 1-3-1 in both the Ekko and the Garen being able to side lane. I still think the Ekko wins the 1v1 versus the Kennen when we see boosted garbage and mix on both on the top side, but nothing seems to come of it. But you know, there's just so many easy win conditions for Kelvin Grove to activate now. You know, they can go for the 1-3-1, they can go for the 5-man team fight, they can go for this pressure around the objectives, and you see the gold leads as well. I mean, this Ezreal is so far.
Oh my gosh, Soolgi in a lot of trouble. It's just going to get run down by raDiEnt right here. Another solo kill, his 5th of the game.
I mean, this Ekko is just such a strong matchup into Syndra. You know, I can harp on it over and over again every time she dies. There's just literally nothing you can do in the matchup. She's just so immobile. There is really nothing you can do, and this Ekko is now going to dominate these side lanes, whoever goes against him.
Yeah, I feel as if at this stage, which one needs to be trying to camp this mid lane as much as possible if they want to stop the bleeding, the raDiEnt bleeding. So does that mean it's like glowing blood? I'm not so sure, but if he is able to maybe dispel that, it could enable the side lanes to buy a bit more time and to get a bit more farm before raDiEnt is able to start pushing those side lanes. But option B, concede the mid lane and start trying to get this bot side ahead, because we saw before there is a gold lead on woobi over NUBBYBUB at the moment. Perhaps bot lane is where Calamvale want to play around if they want to climb back into this game.
I mean, I think bot lane is definitely a winning option, but I think, you know, the most which one should be doing is playing around this top side, getting FeifeiFAN fed. He's really the only one that's going to be able to match his Ekko in the side lanes. In the 3v3 or the 4v4 in the mid lane, when both teams are fighting over that mid pair, the Ezreal isn't far enough behind and, you know, isn't really going to be far enough ahead of his class to really make a difference. Where this top lane matchup, where both teams are 0-0-0, is definitely where which one can make it influence, right? Sharkee at the moment is winning that.
Oh, he's flashing for it.
Flashing for both teams, burning flash there, but nothing really to comment. But yeah, he needs to get into this lane and shut down this Garen before he can start getting, you know, unkillable, right? FeifeiFAN is going to be the only one that's going to be able to deal with this Ekko on a side lane. And if he doesn't have a lead, if he doesn't have, isn't as ahead as he wants to be.
Oh, raDiEnt. The second Soolgi returns back to lane, just gets jumped on, but which one is there this time? The Cataclysm comes down, so which one does get that return kill?
He almost went down as well to the Ekko.
Oh, here comes Sponkle executing this Jarvan. Huge roam coming out of the Alistar.
I mean, trust in Sponkle and he will deliver, getting another kill. 8-2 now at Kelvin Grove are as a team. 2K got up on Calamvale despite being you know, down in CS across the map. I mean, it's as the game goes longer and longer, you see why Kelvin Grove is such a strong side. They've never really lost after falling behind, and they are obviously undefeated. So you can see why they're just such a strong team. Once they get ahead, it's just so hard for them to really do anything.
Trust in Sponkle and you will be rewarded. Kelvin Grove looking so good this second game. They have a 2K gold lead, so it's not as large as it was in game number 1. But when we're looking at kills and we're looking at momentum, it is entirely on the blue side's control. We have another Cloud Drake spawning in roughly 4.5 minutes, because amidst the chaos, Kelvin Grove was able to secure their second Infernal Drake. That's just adding more scaling damage to a team composition that already does so much.
Yeah, I mean, you know, 2 Infernal Dragons means this Kai'Sa's going to be nuking late game. It means raDiEnt's going to have more damage early on. It means boosted garbage is going to have more threat as well. It's just, there's just no, like, this is just terrible RNG for Calamvale. Maybe it was Cloud Drakes or Ocean Drakes that might have a chance. You know, the next one is a Cloud Drake, so that's something good for them, right? And the mid lane tower does finally fall. 2 towers to 0. Kelvin Grove up over Calamvale.
Which one in a bit of trouble there is able to escape with the use of the flag and drag, and actually able to secure the Raptors as well. So raDiEnt not looking to push that advantage without the vision on where everyone else from Calamvale is. But it's definitely a bit of a statement play once your opposing mid laner starts, you know, going into your own jungle and harassing you. And you're thinking, oh no, what is going on? Which one is going to have a very hard time securing even his own creeps from this point moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, you know, as lanes get pushed up further and further, more pressure gets applied. The slicing Maelstrom popped in the top side, but again, Sharkee will just walk out of that before he even gets stunned. Garen's one of those champions who has so much tenacity, so, you know.
Oh, Yoxiourn in a bit of trouble, just gets deleted. raDiEnt doing so much already.
I mean, I didn't have time to stop, but he just got just went boom, just disappeared. The 7 and 2 on this Ekko. You know, that's how this Lich Bane completed.
Oh no, here comes a bit of trouble for FeifeiFAN, but a timely arrival from which one may get that return kill. Sharkee will fall, so it's 1-for-1 in the top lane, but here comes boosted garbage. Not going to look for that dive. Which one should be safe underneath that tower for now?
And which one might have to move up and give up this tower. They want to move around the map, push more tempo, and I think with that kill going on the top side means it's going to be very hard for Calamvale really to get a winning opportunity in this game. All of their lanes are behind, all of their lanes are losing, or at least aren't ahead right, and this Ekko is going to just win more.
Oh my gosh, Soolgi just can't do anything. Good use of the stopwatch, however, does force the ultimate out of raDiEnt, who's looking to go right back in, but the Scatter of the Weak does connect. It does not matter, the kill is secured, but with Ignite and Yoxiourn coming up, a shutdown return is there.
Bit of a misplay there from raDiEnt, using the ultimate a little bit preemptively there and unable to get the kill. A little bit of a mechanical mistake, and that's a big shutdown going over to the Syndra.
Yeah, and that is exactly what I think Soolgi needs to maybe start climbing back into this one. It's kind of misleading, this score at the moment, because yes, it's 11-4 to Kelvin Grove in terms of kills, but gold-wise, it's still close.
Yeah.
20 minutes in, and you're under 5K. This is still completely comebackable for Calamvale. And again, I'm looking at that bot side because that is where the gold is mostly evening out. You have the Kleptomancy Ezreal, who's ahead in CS. He has 2 items completed. He is who Calamvale has to play around.
Yeah, he most definitely has. He's going to spike super hard into this mid game. Even though Kai'Sa, once he gets that rage rate, is almost equally as strong, the Ezreal is going to be putting out so much damage, and as long as he can move around these fights and be super mobile with the Yuumi, position those lost chapters correctly to get a big AoE root, he's going to be doing out a lot of damage. And these extended fights, when the fight goes, past the first, 1 or 2 spell rotations from these mages, he's going to be doing a lot more damage, and that's how Calamvale is going to come back.
Which one, though, may have has the pick onto Sharkee. Big ultimate coming out from Soolgi. The kill will be secured by the J4, so another pick for Calamvale. They're trying to drag back into this one. Boosted garbage, going in a bit too deep. I think he's learning how much damage woobi actually does. Taken quite low, will be backing away for now, but raDiEnt wants in. He's looking for the tower dive on the Ezreal, but an easy turnaround. Lost chapter forcing out the ultimate, but here comes which one? No Cataclysm available, but the flag and drag is there. The parallel convergence will force Calamvale back.
Yeah, I mean, raDiEnt getting a little bit over-aggressive there. I think he's 8-3, getting a little bit overconfident. You still got to remember, this is a grand final. Everything's on the line. Calamvale are down, and they do not want to lose. With the Kelvin Grove, they're just playing for a bit of fun. They can still have a game to give up, but you really don't want it, right? You don't want to throw it to that third game where anything can happen, right? You're ahead in this game. Focus up, play safe, secure this game, get you in, and then celebrate afterwards.
Exactly that, because Calamvale is definitely still in this game. It is only a 2K differential despite the 6 kills, despite the 2 towers. Like, kudos right now to Calamvale for really staying in this, and if they're able to scale, if they're able to find that team fight, they can take this game right back. All of the gold really is on raDiEnt and this Ekko, and if Ekko goes down, Kelvin Grove doesn't have much going for them at the moment.
Yeah, if Ekko is down in this team fight before the Kai'Sa gets his rage bait completed, that is pretty much all of their damage, right? Once Kai'Sa comes online, they have a secondary threat, but at the moment, Ezreal is just so much stronger as a carry, and this Ekko is pretty much what the Kelvin Grove are relying on to get him through these skirmishes.
Exactly that, but what I worry about is, does Calamvale, are they aware of the fact that they might be actually able to take some of these fights, or are they a bit too discouraged after such a rough start? Like, 6 kills seems like a lot in these types of high-pressure situations.
Yeah, I mean, 6 kills is definitely a lot to be down. And I mean, the biggest thing as well is like with the scaling shot.
Oh no, which one does not want to be here? He was looking for a possible attempt to steal the Cloud Drake. He does force the reset, but he has to burn Flash in order to do it. Kelvin Grove will secure this dragon, as which one has opted to recall instead of going for the super cheeky steal. Small advantage for KG4. That is their 3rd dragon of the game, and this actually builds into a very scary Elder Dragon.
Yeah, I mean, this Elder Dragon for Kelvin Grove is going to be nuts. It's going to be triple Infernal Dragon. It's going to be a lot of damage coming out, and I think if the game even goes as late as Elder Dragon, which I personally don't think it will, but if it does get that late, it's going to be devastating for Calamvale.
I still believe in Calamvale. I think they have the ability to take this one late, and I believe we still might see that game 3, but they need to find that team fight. And with which one getting solo killed by raDiEnt, a 9th kill for this Ekko, that window is shrinking rapidly.
Yeah, the Lich Bane just does so much damage from Ekko. It's
oh,
unexpected.
Bit of a miscue right there. The Lost Chapter going down with the Arcane Shift, unfortunately, means a complete whiff for Yoxiourn. And as a result, you know, that is a lot of the crowd control on this top lane. It makes Ekko actually very diveable at the moment. They need to be careful when this next minion wave clashes because no one else from Calamvale is looking to rotate top right now. Keep your eyes on Sponkle. The headbutt pulverize would mean the death of woobi. Instead, Kelvin Grove appear happy to just secure the tower.
Yeah, I mean, that was a lost trap to use to try and keep the tower alive for one more wave, making sure the rotation from KG4 is a little bit slower, and you know, obviously succeeding. Toppling down tower does eventually fall, but just not enough time. The raDiEnt's still so strong in this Ekko.
Yeah, I mean, even at half health, I feel as woobi needs to be careful of raDiEnt because the all-in potential is there. He can 100-0 almost everyone on Calamvale at this stage of the game. No magic resist really bought by anyone. In fact, only Merc Treads on one champion just means that raDiEnt is going to be able to do whatever he wants in these team fights.
Yeah, raDiEnt on this Ekko is going to be so strong. Once he gets this needlessly large rod, or both of them completed, gets into that Rabadon's, or if he decides to go for the Spellbinder, it's also going to have so much extra speed and mobility to be dodging away from these Syndra skill shots and these Ezreal skill shots and doing the damage to the backline. If he can get a really nice parallel convergence onto the Syndra and onto the Ezreal, it'll be almost insta-death of Calamvale's backline and an instant win for KG4.
That could be the case. Garen is on the map, has been for 5 minutes. We have yet to see either team really make a play for it just yet. I'm a bit surprised Kelvin Grove hasn't tried to force the issue, but I still think that's smart until around now. NUBBYBUB does have that Stormrazor as well as the Ginzos completed, so I believe Kelvin Grove will be a bit more eager to try and find these 5-on-5 team fights because now they have two stable damage sources. Yoxiourn, you don't want to be a Yuumi on your own ever. That's an easy kill secured for Kelvin Grove, and with that, they're going to be starting Baron.
Yeah, I mean, with the the Rage Blade on this Kai'Sa, we've talked about it before today, being so much Kai'Sa, you just do instant shredding damage to the Baron. sharkee as well, drawing so much of Calamvale's attention bot side means this Baron will be going over for free. That is a natural, support being by themselves. They should be tagged up with the jungler at this point, looking to get wards in. That is the Baron going over to Kelvin Grove, which is a huge objective to give up.
That is a definite objective that Calamvale was hoping they would not be giving up. raDiEnt already putting it to use. The base has been cracked open, and Kelvin Grove is one inhibitor and two Nexus towers away from ending this game. That's going to be picked onto FeifeiFAN as well. Yes, he has that stopwatch, but it's not going to be enough. Lost Chapter coming down, trying to hold people in Kelvin Grove in place, but they're not going to be able to turn this fight around. With FeifeiFAN down, that could be an inhibitor in line for Kelvin Grove.
Yeah, Ekko is just so strong. 10-3, Deathcare completed as well. Insta-shots these towers with the Lich Bane. I mean, 26 minutes into this game, this could almost be the end of it for Calamvale. Which one going into a little bit of a fight goes down to NUBBYBUB. A great little pick there in the red lane, sorry, the tier 2 tower in the bot lane, as well as the tier 2 in the top lane also go down. Inhibitor towers are all that stand in the way of Kelvin Grove from taking out this series.
Inhibitor towers, inhibitors, Nexus towers, Nexus state champions. That is what Kelvin Grove has to be thinking as this Baron siege continues. They have two Baron-empowered cannons as well, just demolishing this last tier 3 on the top side. But it's not going to fall down just yet. Still 3 members strong. As you take a look at the map, raDiEnt and sharkee are trying to get there as fast as possible. Sponkle trying to frontline as much damage as he can. woobi perhaps looking for a way to get in. Not going to find it this time around. A quick reset for Kelvin Grove, and this siege will continue.
Yeah, this siege is going to be a very slow, drawn-out one from KG4. They want to play safe, not give up anything, make sure this is their last and final game on this stage, at least for this year, or at least until the Ekko that will start later on this week, I guess. But yeah, Kelvin Grove 1-0 up, 15-5 in kills, 10k gold up 27 minutes into the game. They are looking to march this down. They are looking to end this game, and they are looking to end this series.
Yeah, they want it bad, but Calamvale, you have to believe they're going to fight for it. But raDiEnt going in so deep after woobi, a bit too deep, going to use the ultimate to escape. The Ignite was used as well as the flash, so no summoners on woobi. It doesn't matter which one in a lot of trouble. Kind of getting chased down by sharkee at the moment. Will barely escape, but that is 2 members chunked down so low. This siege might result in the tower as a result.
I mean, which one has absolutely no defensive items? He has Warriors,
Tiamat.
Oh,
here we go. Lost Chapter coming down, trying to hold sharkee in place, but already Yoxiourn is in a lot of strife. They're turning it around. sharkee on low health. Cataclysm has been placed onto the Jarvan, but on the backside, that was raDiEnt going in super deep. A triple kill. FeifeiFAN in trouble. The Quadra will be denied by sharkee, but with 4 members down, this looks like the end for Calamvale, and Kelvin Grove are looking to win this championship series.
Yeah, the inhibitors falling at sieging onto the Nexus Towers are all those minions. They're going down further and further. 5 members of Kelvin Grove strong, taking down these Nexus turrets, taking down this Nexus, and they are your Queensland High School champions.
Kelvin Grove, undefeated from day one, has taken it to the end. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen. They are your Queensland representatives and champions.
You fought for 13 weeks. How have you been feeling? Have you been feeling strong for the entire time, and now you've finally taken the championship? How does it make you feel?
Honestly, pretty good.
Of course.
Yeah.
Finally a trophy under your guys' names, right?
Yeah.
Definitely. How you been? raDiEnt, you were huge that entire fight. Popping off is what he's saying over here. Do you feel like this was definitely your game?
Just an average solo queue game.
Alright guys, as you know, you will be awarded prizes, 13,500 RP, a trophy, and obviously some medals. We need to have Tennille, Tim, and Zach to have that represented to you, and of course, the head of OC Esports, Chris Schubert. Woo! Whenever they're ready, of course, that is. There we go. Chris! Alright, so you've been able to watch these matches so far. What do you have to say to the champions?
Well done, guys. Congratulations. Strong performance today. It was great to watch the whole tournament play out today, and for UQ for hosting this awesome event. But well done. Congratulations.
Awesome. And you'll be handing to them their prizes for today? Oh yeah, can we get AS7 up here as well? AS7! Woohoo! Awesome. All right. Kelvin Grove State College, KG, 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 KG. And then guys, this is the trophy that you will be awarded for your school. Obviously going to be handed into that trophy case, which you guys were obviously talking about in that interview. Thank you for that, Max. And of course, we have the medals. Guys, show us the medals that you have been provided with. Have a look at this. Beautiful. Where's mine? Can I have a look at that? Look at this, 2019 champion, the University of Queensland, Australia. Look at this. Nice and shiny. Thank you, AS7. Oh, thank you, Tim. I obviously want to thank everybody who made this possible here today. We have, sorry? Of course, we need to have Tennille here as well. Get Tennille up here. There you are. I've been looking for you. Thank you so much. Yeah, Tim's been handing them out. Awesome. Would you like to provide them the trophy? Can I have the captain bring forth? Present yourself. Thank you. Welcome to Alright, just thanking everybody for participating in the tournament so far the past 13 weeks as well. And of course, Calamvale, who also made it this far too. Thank you so much, guys, and welcoming for Calamvale. Trophy. Nice. Oh, look, more medals. This is so cool. Look at this. A huge shout out to the University of Queensland and of course the Union who made this all possible. Huge shout out to the broadcasters team over in the back. You guys can't see them here, but of course this is how I'm able to be here as well. The camera crew too, thank you so much getting my good angles. And of course to everybody who was able to participate so far, thank you again guys and thank you so much and we hope to see you all at the next championships.